Everyone, we're playing Mask this game, and I think we have a pretty easy start. I think what we're going to do is grab a Cinderella, lock, next turn we can grab a 5-drop, Forbidden Fruit, and get one other thing. Maybe the Baby Root, maybe something different. We take the Cinderella, it gives us, it's bigger in the fight than the Frog Prince was because the Frog Prince wasn't flipped. Didn't matter what anyways, we lost, but if you knew you were going to lose, you would take the Frog Prince first. Because then, if the second thing was a Frog Prince, you could buy the Cinderella and flip it. Had this spawned a Frog Prince now, it would have just been a... was it Lonely Prince, maybe? So we're buying this thing, and then... do we like Unicorn, or do we like Baby Root? I'm sort of inclined to go Baby Root here. Just with our board so far, I think it makes sense. This buffs one thing. This is better in combat, but I feel like buffing stuff might be useful for us. I'm not sure though, that could be a mistake. Oh, gives them something to snipe. Doing the fight. Oh, we are down to 30. I guess we took 2 damage from this. So I mean, I think overall the play is just gonna be this thing. And then I don't really like any of these is the issue. I don't know if we're supposed to buy them next turn or what. Definitely buying the chicken. So we could buy the chicken, sell it, and buy the other 3. But I don't want the other 3. So is anything good with anything in particular? I think I'm going to take the tiny. I mean, the best character here is the happy tree, but I think we might be missed the boat on that. But I'm thinking the tiny, if we happen to see a Princess White and decide to go in that direction, it might be useful to have just an extra tiny. Like, I can imagine it being useful. A tie here, they got a very fast dragon and got the nest. As we've discussed in the past, getting the dragon plus the nest is a little weird. Not that it's a bad play, it's just that you lose one of the dragons that would be buffed. So let's see what we can get. And there's no skip in this game, so we're looking for a skip. Okay, we're definitely grabbing Galahad here. Right? We could get Pup, but we'll grab Galahad because we're about to get a treasure. And we know that for sure. I don't love any of these, really. Can't cast the spell this turn. These are some things that are nice buffed, right? We can get all of them. 1, 2, 3. I'm guessing the cat's not worth it. Let's grab the Archer and the Polywoggle. Move this over here. We should try to think about how to get some more treasures too. That's going to be a primary concern. We're going to probably want to ditch the Baby Root because it's going to get... I guess it'll be a 2-4. It won't be too small. Okay, so they haven't had the chance to get any upgrades yet. Oh, we're not going to get a Polywog was 50-50 to go off? Oh, it did go off. Okay. You know, that's fine. We're level 3. We just hit level 3 and we got a level 4. So we got it very early. I mean, we put it in the back thinking it had no chance. Ooh, that's interesting. Doesn't really play into our board at all. So we don't need to blow this right away. Let's grab another Polywoggle. And grab another Archer. Sell the chicken. Do some rearranging. I think we're going to want something like this. And let's buy it and get the buff. And I think we'll just take Spinning Wheel. I don't think Rear Meteors does enough here. And we'll roll. And we want to look for more treasure, so getting these doubled is good. This is a 6-5, we can just put that in here, right? This is an 8-2. I mean, obviously they're both stronger than Polywoggle, we're just trying to see if we can get a cheeky flip here. Ooh, letting them get that early attack is not what we were looking for. Oh, and they keep attacking our range characters, which is, again, not what we're looking for. Well, a lot of stuff that isn't exactly what we're looking for. Winning this fight, though, in line with what we're looking for. We get 3 gold, we get another 1 gold. None of these give us a triple. Oh, creeper head, we got the other one. The creeper obviously would have been nice. No, I'm not super enamored with any of these. We're basically going to buy all the doubles we see. And that's just for this reason. I don't think there's anything that we need to buy here. When a monster dies, do we have any monsters yet? No, we can make the animals evil. We have all good characters. We could just get this and hope we get a couple buffs off it. We could just skip. And I think we want to take it in order. Or did they might have. I might be completely nuts. Did they change that at some point? Does anyone know? Because I feel like it used to be that you wouldn't get the buffs, but now you clearly do. How's a brave princess do here? And so unfortunately we're growing specific characters. Oh, I really want this. But I don't have a good way of getting it. Can I sell 2 things to buy that? Yeah, that was greedy, but... my feeling was that... I don't know, made sense to me. It, you know, it was basically 2 gold for an XP, and XP is really good. So obviously a dwarf is an easy way to get a treasure. I don't think it's going to be worth it here. I think we will double cast and see what we get. Another XP. Wow. So now we really want to win this fight. I think this guy is pretty good. Anything super interesting? Now we could get to like a stag. I don't know if that contributes meaningfully here. What level there? They're at level 4. Everyone's going to be at level 4, I guess. We could look to transition off. So we could use this if we lose the fight. If we win the fight, sorry, if we lose the fight, we're at 5. If we lose the fight, we're at 5 and 1. If we go straight to 5, then, and I think we should just wait for this to be a 6, right? I guess there's very little chance of it going off here. If we put this in the back, something like this. There's very little chance of it going off here. But it's probably worth waiting for the 6. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, so if we're gonna hit 5 no matter what, you know, we're probably not gonna look for skip. We could look for grandmother if we're hitting 6. Skip would get us 3 XP. It just basically gives you 3 XP, so it could jump us right to 6. But Galahad seems like it might be good for a little bit. This actually gets +1, +2, right? From Book of Heroes also. Nice. So we also got this thing killed, which was what we wanted to do. And I think we have this here, right? Yeah, perfect. So we actually do win the fight. We spend 1 gold on 2 XP, which is always a nice thing. Ooh, and we can get a treasure here. I mean, it seems pretty good. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else we want to buy first. If we want to cast a spell first. No, I think we'll just go for it. Right? Yeah, let's just go for it. We've been winning our fights. This gives us gold, but we might have to get rid of something soon, so maybe this is better. So this has no value if you don't lose the fight. Although we could ditch Book of Heroes and eventually we'll lose a fight. I think is the idea. I think we'll grab that. I do like Monster Book. I don't know if I like it for any particular reason. this is a good character to give us treasures. This is part of a treasure. Yeah, let's grab it next turn. Maybe we'll put this. I was trying to move that further ahead, so maybe it will slay. Obviously, a 7/7 fog is unlikely to slay, especially if it gets immediately killed. You need to survive for a couple moments if you want it to actually do any slaying. Ooh, the Godmother's tough here. But our Archer is just getting buffed and brick-walled them pretty nicely, so good job, little short shot. Do we just cast this and make a 6? I don't think so. We definitely could. But I think just getting a treasure might be better. Mummy seems like a good way to win a fight. Ooh, Author does buff 2 things every turn. How worth it is that? I think like kind of worth it. I mean, these things aren't things we're going to keep though, is the issue. I can definitely see Mummy just going off and killing entire boards. We don't really have a ton of room. I guess we're going to probably take the baby root out. We want these up front. I could have a wall going back. This might make... Mummy might make Woggle easier to go off with, right? What do we just... Or should we just roll? You know, we have sort of a monster comp. So I think I'm willing to try this one out. I think we'll go like this. We prefer if this gets the buff. Ooh, that was a tough snipe for them. Are we gonna snipe this thing? Yes, so we got a 6 here. Wow, and we get the Oni King when I was just talking about monsters. Wow. Sometimes I just don't know. I don't think we're gonna take the 2 5s. He is another monster, obviously. We're not going a slate comp though. He's a dragon. Can we just put the dragon in front? I mean, these people are pretty low level. Well, he has a slay comp we could go. That's a monster. I don't think it's the one we want. That's sad, I don't know which ones are the ones we want. Storm Kings are interesting. Because there's 2 of them. They're 18/18s. They're not monsters, obviously. We haven't been casting a lot of spells, but we could start. Or do we just buff a monster and keep rolling? Let's just buff a monster and keep rolling. Oh, I like Hercules. Yeah, I want to buy it next turn. But you get a lock if you want to buy it, yep. almost. Oh, well. This thing's big over here, so that could be trouble. Wow, it grew the thing exactly big enough to get itself killed. Oh, we'll get a tie here. Wow. That was a tough fight. They got a lot of slays too. They had they're the bad moon. That's why everything's so big. Okay, let's grab our Herc here. Keep finding these worm roots. I mean, this is gonna be a big. So shoulder fairies would be a no, like a 1920. That's not big enough for me to care about it. Obviously, if you're going monsters, Pumpkin King is usually pretty good. If we have all good characters, is it worth it just to get a good boy? We would then not be going monsters, but we'd be going good boys. If we just put a good boy up front, sell this and sell mummy. So we want to buy one of these two, and I don't know which one, which is weird because they're complete opposite directions. I think good boy is stronger overall. And we can go something like this. We do need to buff this for it to be any use, right? And we have all these monsters. We have two monsters attacking early. Early-ish. And they do have the slay buff, because they get plus 10% when they attack, so they could actually slay something. Ooh, this thing might crush us though, right? Yeah. That was a tough hit. So if this could take one more hit though, right? Yes. Wow, so we got the 6 drop in one go, which is really nice. Okay, we're gonna lose this fight. We don't take a ton of damage though, and we do cash in our stash, which is nice because we're getting a 6 drop treasure right now. I think the obvious thing is just grab the singing sword. And do we take an Oni King here? You know, it probably do. We could get another 6 drop out of it. We definitely take another good boy. We double cast some spells. No, not very good. Evil Twin can give us a good boy next turn. Give us the upgraded good boy. We can't sell enough things right now. So then the proper play is sell this thing, buy this, sell it, buy this, and lock. Next turn we'll upgrade, we'll triple the good boy, and then we just want to find some ranged good characters to put him back. We're a little constrained on space because of this mask, and we haven't used it. After we get this... So we can't do it this turn, obviously. Because we're going to be buying the Evil Twin. But after this turn, we might want to look into switching characters, because we're not going to keep getting treasures the entire game, in all likelihood. So how big is that thing? That's pretty big. Gives us a shot to win this fight, right? Oh no, we're gonna lose. Yeah, wow. Okay, so everyone's getting strong. Let's see what this gives us, though. Oh, you can't. I mean, Magic Sword is the obvious one, right? I mean, we do have the real question of, do we have enough? Yeah, Magic Sword just makes everything huge. And then we just need some ranged for our backline. I mean, I'm supposed to get this just to get another 6 drop next turn. I think the answer is probably. I mean, we're 1 gold short, which sucks. Yeah, I think we just store some gold this turn and try to get it next turn. I mean, everything's going to have 400 attack. I'd love to be able to convert this, right? If we convert this to good, it'd be a really reasonable character for us to have. This person seems to be very strong. I think were they the person with the slay characters? They might have been. Our issue is that we don't have enough range characters yet. And I wonder if it's better to have the good boy gaining 1 health each turn, because that means he gives out 2 health. Oh, well. None of it matters if that happens. Oh, and they have Harvest Moon Medusa. That's going to be tough. So we're not going to be wanting for attack here because we have 900 on 2 of our friendly spirits. We won the fight. It's good. I say we're an underdog in those fights, though. So is it too late for an Ivory Owl is the question. Do we want to try to buy... You know, we have at least this turn. I'm going to grab an Ivory Owl. We have at least this turn and next turn to just be accumulating stats off the Ivory Owl. I think we're supposed to get another good boy. Buy the chicken, get the good boy, take a roll. I can't believe we haven't tripled these yet. Did we not see them, or am I just being a dope this whole game? Let's not roll anything out. But so the idea here is that hopefully this gets a slate. We're going to switch this out soon. Obviously the Hercules is more powerful than it, but we're going to swap it out soon. In the meantime, it gives us maybe +1. We do miss out +2/+2 on the Hercules, but I think potentially getting +1/+1 on this one and on this one is going to be worth a little bit more. Obviously having the monsters at the back isn't optimal because they don't get the 20/20 if they don't attack, but I think we're going to hope that this thing is just big enough. And yeah, we do need some like Robin Woods or something to put in back. I can't believe we haven't found really any of those. Even Court Wizards would be nice. Okay, getting the Slay, getting that buff is great. Means all our things survive this. We get the other Slay on this one. And now all our stuff has 2000 attack. But still 40 health. That's the issue we're having. It's very easy if you have Magic Sword to get... And this is why we took the Ivory Owl. Because we get +4... Basically getting +4/+4 until before our next fight, yeah. And we're supposed to take this... I don't think that range is big enough is the issue. I think it's going to die anytime we get into combat. I think it's worth it to give this +4/+4. It's actually a fairly significant buff. Is a Lady of the Lake worth it here? Yeah, probably. Right, it's ranged. And it gives these +5. And I think, do we still keep this in? It gives them, so these things have a decent chance of surviving because they can get +40 health. And it gives them +20/20 when they attack. And it also attacks itself as, you know, a 60, 55, something like that. I think it's worthwhile. We are, again, missing out stats on the Hercules. But I think in general this is worth it. This person's going to be very tough. If they get those Medusa triggers, we could be in trouble. You know, especially if they're able to hit good boys. If they're not able to hit the good boys, we're just going to have more stats than them. But if they just... I mean, if they're, you know, if they're buying a pair of Medusas and put them behind a... Or put a Harvest... You know, have a Harvest Moon and a Mermaid... you know, we could be in trouble. We're going to have to figure out some sort of way to wipe out their front line. This person just has a pile of stats. I think they're spawns. They are Geppetto, so that makes some amount of sense. Okay. Well, you know what? This wasn't a good character, so the fact that it got wiped isn't a huge deal. We do kind of want to take this thing out. These things being ranged is nice because it allows... It means that your good boy is going to die before the rest of your stuff. I mean, that Echo would just... It doesn't matter. It doesn't have nearly enough health to survive these attacks. So it's going to trade in, but then we're just going to take out their characters. Yeah. So we win the fight. We keep on Merlin's test, which is pretty significant. I mean, I think this person's going to be very difficult to beat. I wonder if it's worth flipping this. Potentially getting a good character. This is obviously another range character. It's probably worth having, even if we're not going to immediately play it. Do you want to flip this or not? Oni King's good here. Let's see what spells are available. And Polymorph is the obvious one. We really just need to hit that Medusa. Cupid's another range character we could look into. I think we're at the point where these are unlikely. So these are very unlikely to trigger, I think. Although, you know, our first couple things get Medusa'd. And they have a, what do you call it? They have a dragon, I know. Right? So is that dragon gonna hit off backline? If that's the case, we could go something like, I don't know. Yeah, you know, they have a dragon. Let's see. I know they have like a 40-40 dragon. 75, okay, got bigger, got bigger. Oh, so they don't have a Medusa. Oh, we knocked out their Medusa. Okay. So we win this fight barely. I think mainly because that Medusa only got one attack. So it's possible that one of our things in the back is just going to die no matter what. Because I don't think we can get big enough for that not to happen. Here's a Robin Wood. Robin Wood's very nice. Yeah, I mean, I think Robin Wood's worthwhile. It's ranged. We could also just put more ranged characters up front. Are we supposed to buff this thing? So other than the Medusas, I think we win these fights easily. Huh. We want, is it worth it for the plus 10? Yeah, we'll do it. I don't know. That might just be, that might not be a useful stat for us. So we do lose something immediately, but then we get the first attack. So they're gonna, oh, they don't have, do they just not have a mermaid? Wait, how does that have Slay? Oh, they do. Sorry, they do have mermaids right here. It's just evil. I didn't quite see it. Hey, we won the fight though. We are winning these fights somehow. But we're going to have to win one more, which again is tough. So they do have a mermaid. They do have the double Medusa attacks. So we see if there's a better hero. And we could just take a magic, a Doom Breath, right? That would be interesting. We put Doom Breath first. And if it attacks, it just wipes their backline. It hits their support. It hits their mermaid half the time. So we basically get rid of the Oni King. Something like this. I think we're passing on this most of the time. Just get a shrivel. Okay, so that was sort of the plan. Yeah, and now they get to double attack, but I think we crushed them here. Yeah, we crushed them. Wow. Decisively. And we didn't even, so I was going to change, but what I ended up doing was put the good boy back. We got lucky because that was the one that got hit. But the overall plan was Doom Breath is just going to take out 3 things if it doesn't get smacked. And if that gets to take out 3 things, it's very nice for us. Also, when the Medusa attacked it, it keeps the magic sword buff, so it takes out the Medusa as well, so she doesn't get the second attack. So we got very lucky in those fights. I mean, I was very scared of that Muerte, and we ended up taking it down pretty easily. I think we won every fight against them. So, overall, pretty good game. We switched to Galahad and then just found a bunch of treasures, and we never switched off of it. Mask is very strong, but it ended up basically being a Galahad with downside because we just kept the Mask on our bench. Although I guess we did get the free spellcast off one of the It Was All Dreams to help the Cinderella get our first treasure. And, you know, we actually kept this sure shot from the very beginning. She just stayed with us all the way. And we finally treasured the friendly spirits right at the end. This lineup on the last fight was just all over the place. I think what I should have done was moved. So then there was a video I uploaded the other day that had a similar thing, but against a dragon, you can put just you could just put the good boy friendly spirit good boy in the back and put the range characters up front. So the issue with that is the other person I was playing against had 2 dragons, so that was going to be a lot of the fight was going to happen sort of before the original, the attack sequence actually triggered is going to be in the dragon attacks. But this person only had 1, and we don't want to really, if our backline dies and we get all the buffs, but then all we're left with is these range characters that just get eaten by Medusa, and then maybe the 2 good boys in the back, by the time they die, we're not going to have anything for them to buff. So if the fight just sort of plays out normally without us getting that dragon kill at the beginning, or even just getting 1 dragon kill but then having too many things Medusa, we could just lose right there. But I mean, I think the Doom Breath was an important thing. Doom Breath is really strong. It's a really weak character is the issue. It's like a 10-6 or something. So if you're just playing it as a 10-6, it feels really weak. But if you just have a magic sword, or even like a Grumble Gore sometimes, you don't need, if it has 30 or 40 attack, it's probably taking out 2 of their backliners and maybe their frontliner. But even if it doesn't, it's just that's incredibly strong, and you can put it into just any comp a lot of the time and just let it be an extra character. The problem is it has no synergies with almost anything. The only thing it really synergizes with in any meaningful way is Pumpkin, because it's a high level evil character. But hopefully they'll add more dragon support. I'm hoping for that in the future. Thank you for watching, everybody. I know this was got to be a longer video, but I'm glad we able to pull out a win. Thanks.